Hi everyone and welcome back to today's morning report with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Handtech Markets for Tuesday the 13th of May. I'm going to move on to Eurodollar now, and Eurodollar, to be honest, struggled a little bit yesterday. I think it had this move back down towards the key low last week that broke the support at 37.75. And it's sort of tried to base out, but hit the intraday high at 37.74. I'll show you a little bit in more detail on the intraday chart in a minute, but it needs to. I think it needs to do. It is struggling, and it needs to really gain more upside momentum in order to engage some sort of recovery. But I think early in trading today, we've seen a bit more of upside, but it's still struggling. I think, despite the fact that risk sentiment or investor sentiment has tended to be fairly positive this morning amongst some of the major currencies. So it still is struggling somewhat to really break and engage some sort of a recovery. The 37.75 mark has been certainly that was the low there, and that has been the old support becoming now the new resistance, and that is still holding this recovery back. This is over the past day and a half now. We've seen very steady trading, but no real gains that have been made, and you're already unwinding all this oversold momentum, and the MACD lines have just basically just unwound from a stretched oversold position. So at the moment you'd suggest that this is still probably just an opportunity to that the euro is having just to unwind a little bit of that oversold momentum. Maybe you might get a move back towards the 38.10 resistance, but to be honest, it still looks like the euro is very weak, and selling into strength is the way to play this euro. Technical rally, as I said, is possible, but I think it would give a chance to sell. You've got here the Fibonacci retracement levels. 38.2 is up at $31.38.38, around $1.38.40. So in this, as I said yesterday, there is a resistance band 38.30 to 38.40 now in place that we need to be bearing in mind. And I think that if there were to be a recovery back into that sort of area, I think that would be probably a decent chance to sell this. But at the moment, it's struggling to really engage any sort of recovery, even though it's been sold off so sharply and has that a significant move to unwind. It's not really been able to do that quite yet. As I said, 37.75 is the resistance, and it's currently holding it back. But you would say on the longer term chart, this is back on the daily, you'd still say that this 144-day moving average, which if I zoom out very quickly, it has been the basis of support September, November, February and April. So I think that I'm still going to be looking at that as my basis of support, but I think ultimately you could see a retest of that in due course. That currently comes in at $1.37, so I think that gives you a sort of fairly reasonable downside target to play with if you're going to do this near term. But I think selling into strength is the way to play the euro dollar at the moment. Okay, well, German ZEW could have an impact on this chart. Certainly if it comes out positively, that should pull the euro dollar higher, and also retail sales to the US this afternoon, if they come out strongly, that would pull euro dollar lower. So just keep those two bits of data in mind, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.